Sometimes it feels like the world expects you to have everything figured out. A good job, financial stability, a well-defined life plan. But let me tell you something I wish I had heard when I was 20. You don't need to have all the answers right now. And honestly, nobody does. Even the people who seem to have it all under control are often just improvising their way through life. Life isn't a race. It's a journey filled with discoveries, lessons, and even unexpected changes of direction. Just because you don't know your purpose or which path to take it doesn't mean you're lost. At 20, you're still building who you are. Even science backs this up. Our brains don't fully develop until around 25, especially the parts responsible for decision-making and planning. So give yourself permission to make mistakes, try again, and figure out what truly matters to you. The fear of failing is something that holds so many people back. Maybe you've asked yourself, what if it doesn't work out? But here's the truth. Failing is an essential part of growing. Nobody learns to ride a bike without falling a few times, right? Life works the same way. Think about the people you admire. Maybe it's a famous artist, a scientist, or even someone close to you like a friend or family member. Have you ever considered that those people failed many times before they succeeded? Thomas Edison, for instance, failed over 1,000 times before he invented the light bulb. He didn't see those attempts as failures, but as lessons. So allow yourself to fail. Try new things, even if the results aren't perfect. That's how you learn and evolve. Not many people talk about this, but investing in yourself is one of the greatest gifts you can give. When you're young, it feels like you have all the time in the world, so it's easy to put things off. But the choices you make today have a massive impact on your future. So start now. First, take care of your mind. Set aside time to understand your emotions and process how you feel. Simple practices like journaling or meditation can be incredibly helpful. Second, take care of your body. You don't need to spend hours at the gym, but moving daily, even if it's just a short walk, makes a big difference. And finally, take care of your finances. I know it can be tough to save money when you're young, but even saving a little can grow into something significant later. Think of it like planting a tree. It might take time to grow, but one day it will bear fruit. Many of us believe that happiness depends on other people. A perfect relationship, approval from friends, or even validation from our parents. But here's something I want you to know. Your happiness needs to come from within. Nobody else can fill that space for you. Connections are important. Love and companionship are essential to life. But true happiness begins when you learn to enjoy your own company. Take time to do things that make you happy, even if they're small, like reading a book, going for a solo walk, or cooking a meal for yourself. Remember, you don't need anyone's approval to be who you are. Your joy is your responsibility, and that realization is incredibly freeing. If I could go back in time, I'd tell myself this: take care of your time. It's the one resource you can never get back. And here's the thing. We often waste time on things or people that don't add value to our lives, as if we had an infinite supply of hours. But we don't. That's why it's so important to use your time wisely. Think about what truly matters to you. What makes you happy? What helps you grow? Focus your energy there. Don't be afraid to say no to things that don't contribute to your goals or well-being. And most importantly, remember, time spent on yourself is never wasted. If you feel like you're wandering in circles, unsure of where to go, let me reassure you, it's more common than you think. The truth is, nobody has everything under control all the time. Feeling lost is actually a sign that you're in a period of transformation. It's like solving a puzzle. At first, all the pieces are scattered and you don't know where to begin. But with patience, you start putting the pieces together, and slowly, everything begins to make sense. Allow yourself to be in this phase. Don't try to solve everything at once. Just keep moving forward one step at a time. The answers will come eventually. Comparison is one of the biggest thieves of happiness. We look at other people's lives, especially on social media, and think they're living perfectly. But here's the truth. Everyone has their own struggles. What you see on social media is just the highlight reel, not the full story. So focus on your own journey. Instead of comparing yourself, ask, what do I want for my life? Every time you put energy into someone else's life, you're taking energy away from building your own. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. it's an act of courage. Talking to a trusted friend, mentor, or even a therapist can be life-changing. Sometimes, all we need is someone to listen and help us see things from a new perspective. Science shows that having a support system improves our mental and emotional health. You don't have to face everything alone. Admitting you need help is an act of self-love. How often do you stop to celebrate something you've accomplished, even if it's small? We have this habit of focusing on what's missing instead of what we've achieved. But every victory deserves to be celebrated. Recognize the progress you've made, no matter how minor it may seem. Each step forward is proof that you're moving in the right direction. Try this. At the end of the daily, I want to remind you of one thing. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Doubts, fears, insecurities, they're all part of the journey. Within you, there's already everything you need to move forward. Trust the process. Take one step at a time, and when you look back, you'll see that everything came together just as it was meant to. Thank yourself for something you accomplished, even if it was just getting through a tough moment. It's a small practice, but it can change the way you see your journey.